Olá, meus amigos! Tudo bem com vocês? Eu sou o Gustavo, sejam todos muito bem-vindos a mais um capítulo dessa longa série A Cabeça da Serpente, onde, através de um trabalho de pesquisas, de juntar material, eu tenho colocado para vocês, de uma maneira bem didática, bem fácil, e muitas vezes traduzindo vídeos, o que é a nova ordem mundial. E hoje nós teremos o depoimento de uma pessoa. O vídeo foi originalmente gravado em inglês, mas com os subtítulos em português. E, por favor, preste atenção, mas muita atenção mesmo, a tudo o que será comentado, mostrado nesse vídeo. Porque existe, infelizmente, um grande engano dentro da comunidade evangélica brasileira e também do mundo, que não todos, não estou aqui generalizando, mas uma pequena parte, principalmente rabinos, estudiosos, ortodoxos, ultra-ortodoxos, do movimento Rabado Lubavitch, e outros e afins, que odeiam a todos aqueles que não são judeus. A nossa fé não está baseada em nenhum desses pilares. Bom, sem muita demora, vamos então ao vídeo. Eu vou compartilhar aqui a minha tela e vamos ver esse vídeo.
If you're not Jewish, I've got some great news for you. The former chief Sephardic rabbi of Israel has just proclaimed that the only reason that you, as a non-Jew, exists on earth is to serve Jews. Another Jewish religious leader says it's moral for a Jew to murder you and steal your heart.
Veja bem, um dos grandes rabinos, um dos vários rabinos que são considerados grandes em Israel, disse que a única razão de existência de um não-judeu é o de servir ao judeu, que nós fomos criados para servir ao judeu. Um outro também disse que é uma questão de moralidade para um judeu assassinar e roubar o coração ou o fígado de um não-judeu, se um judeu necessita do mesmo. E aí? Isso, veja bem, não estou tomando depoimento de pessoas transeuntes, pedestres, e isso tudo a pessoa que gravou esse vídeo vai mostrar em várias postagens, em vários jornais de Israel.
Now, maybe you think I'm making all this up, but I tell you, Jewish extremist evil is too crazy for anybody to make it up. Now, you probably haven't heard the rabbi's words yet. He's not on Fox News. CNN doesn't cover it, but it has been covered extensively in Israel, just not America. In the next few minutes, those of you not completely brainwashed by the controlled media will open your eyes to Jewish supremacism. In the next few moments, I will quote only from mainstream Jewish sources and prove every word that I speak here. The most respected newspaper in Israel is the Jerusalem Post. The headline reads, Yosef.
Veja bem, The Jerusalem Post. Creio ser um dos jornais de maior circulação em Israel. E foi dito pelo rabino Yosef. Os gentios existem somente para servir aos judeus. De acordo com o rabino, as vidas de não-judeus em Israel são salvaguardadas ou protegidas pela divindade para prevenir perdas aos judeus ou perdas dos judeus. Gentios servem apenas para servir aos judeus. Mas não fica por aí, não.
Gentiles exist only to serve Jews. Rabbi Yosef is the former Sephardic chief rabbi of Israel and the foremost rabbinical authority in Israel. Quote, the sole purpose of non-Jews is to serve Jews. Goyim were born only to serve us. They have no place in the world only to serve the people of Israel. He goes on to compare you to a donkey. Quote, imagine that one's donkey would die. They'd lose their money. This is his servant. That's why he gets a long life, to work well for this Jew. Finally, he says, why are Gentiles needed? They will work, they will plow, they will sow, they will reap. We will sit like an attendee and eat. That is why Gentiles work for me. Lucky us, we can finally understand why we were created. So we can be servants to Jews. How could I have been so wrong for so long? Gentiles are supposed to work. Jewish masters are supposed to sit and eat. Now I finally understand the theory behind Lloyd Lane Fine of Goldman Sachs and Ben Shalom Bernanke of the Federal Reserve Bank. We work, they sit and eat, and take our money. Rabbi Yosef is the head of the Council of Torah Sages of Shas. Shas is a coalition partner in the government of Israel. Now, the concept of Gentiles being less than human is mainstream Orthodox Judaism. 95% of the Jews around the world are Orthodox. Abraham Kook, a religious mentor, the entire settler movement, said, quote, the difference between a Jewish soul and souls of non-Jews is greater and deeper than the difference between a human soul and the souls of cattle. Kook's viciously racist ideas, against you, by the way, are taught in the Talmudic College in Jerusalem. The college itself is named after this. The Talmud, chief books of Jewish law, say clearly in a number of places that Gentiles are not even human beings, and it goes much further. I quote, the best of Gentiles should be killed. Talmud sages explain this commandment by saying, quote, the best of Gentiles should be killed, just as the best of snakes should have their heads crushed. Nice. They obviously don't like intelligent Gentiles. They need to keep us dumb. And I guess now I know the purpose of innate American television. About Lubavitch is a $1 billion Jewish sect with branches in most capitals on earth. Its American leader was the great Greek who also said the purpose of all non-Jews is solely to serve Jews. Chabad's anti-Gentile hate is well covered up by the Jewish-controlled mainstream media. For instance, a famous Chabad rabbi, the Yitzhak Ginsburg, he wrote the Jewish Week in his regular weekly column. And this, by the way, is the largest Jewish newspaper outside of Israel. He wrote this. He said, quote, as for the Goyim, Gentile souls are completely different and inferior order. They are totally evil, no redeeming qualities whatsoever. He went on, if a Jew needs a liver, can you take the liver of an innocent non-Jew passing by to save him? The Torah would probably permit that. Jewish life is an infinite value to explain. There is something infinitely more holy and unique about Jewish life than non-Jewish life. So Ginsburg says that it's a moral act by a Jew to kill you or your loved ones and steal your vital organs. If a Jew, I need one. Now this Jew needs to steal a heart, for obviously he doesn't have one himself. Chabad calls non-Jewish women shiksas. Shiksa literally means whore, and it calls Gentile girls, Chikselma, or little whores. Now, can you imagine the outrage? Gentiles, or any Christians, call Jewish girls little Jewish whores. But they do this all the time, in the media, in fact.
Oh, sure, they're Jewish and you're a shiksa. Huh? Means non-Jewish woman.
Jews can get away with it. How does the mass media treat this Jewish supremacist hate organization? Well, New York Times said Chabad Lubavitch represents, quote, the most enduring ideals of Judaism. For once, I agree with the New York Times. Chabad leaders are invited to the White House. And, so many extremist Jews work at the White House that Chabad has teach-ins for its fellow extremist Jews there. No wonder the U.S. government always puts Israel over our own country. Obama is a pass to every political leader in the Western world, and they have the pictures. You suppose our 90% Gentile Congress would condemn Chabad and its racist movie? No way. The Congress, in fact, unanimously gave the reading its highest level of honor. Every Gentile member of Congress voted to honor this freedom, who says that every Gentile and every Gentile congressman is totally evil, and every one of their wives and mothers and daughters is a whore. Now that's true slavery, when you vote to honor somebody who says your mother is a whore, and who tells you that your sole purpose on earth is to serve we superior Jews. For those who think extremist Jews don't have dangerous power in media and politics, please somebody tell me, how did they get away with all this? This is all too crazy. It's too crazy for someone to make up. But you know what I've learned in my life? When it comes to Jews, the unbelievable is often true. Of course, Rabbi Yosef Israel, those Gentiles who serve the Jews, we fight their wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, spill the blood of tens of thousands of our young men, and suffer terrible injuries and death to those nations. We spend a treasure of trillions of dollars in these wars for Israel. We support the criminal state of Israel with more of pure tax money, even after Israel committed terrorism against us in the Lebanon, the attack on the USS Verum. Thank you for having the courage to watch this video. I believe that there is an honor for you that will not allow you to be a slave to anyone, much less to such an evil power as Zionism. I pray that you'll join the millions who now say, no more wars for Israel, no more Jewish media lies, no more Jewish banking frauds, no more working, sewing, and reaping for Jewish masters. Even some courageous Jews are joining the fight against Jewish extremism, and I salute them. You must be your own master. I believe you will help preserve freedom and diversity on this earth and oppose the tyranny of globalism. I believe that you will defend the right of the Palestinians and of all peoples to their own homelands, that we all have the right to preserve our own heritage and freedom. As Edmund Burke declared, all that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. I'm proud to say I've done my part. I've given you my all. I've taken a lifelong stand with many years of tireless work. I've faced countless threats and even some physical attacks. I've endured vicious lies against me from the controlled media that go on every day. And more than once, I've even lost my freedom for a while. It is now time for you to do your part. I'm not asking you to give me back what I've given you. It would take you 45 years to do that. I just ask you to give wings to this truth, to send it soaring to all those who you love. Let it light up the eyes of everyone who can still think for themselves in this world. Set yourself and set the truth free. The time has come. The world is awakening.
Sim, grande verdade. O mundo está despertando para essa realidade e eu não vou fazer nenhum adendo, acrescentar nada. Tirem as suas conclusões. Porque no final de tudo, no final da história, o antissemita sou eu. Eles podem falar aí que um goi não é sequer um humano completo, tem partes humanas, mas não é um humano completo, que nós existimos para servir aos judeus somente para isso. Eles podem enganar, eles podem defraudar, podem fazer de tudo, destruir a sua família através de programações que são controladas pelo Instituto Tavistock, mas ao você levantar essas questões, perguntar, compartilhar, logo vão colocar o carimbo de antissemita em você. Eu sou o Gustavo e este vídeo é o 6º desta longa série A Cabeça da Serpente. May Yahushua bless each one of you. I'll see you soon. Tchau.